In May 2006, the world witnessed one of the most miraculous survival stories ever recorded on Mount Everest. At 8,848 meters above sea level, known ominously as the death zone, oxygen levels are so low, the human body literally begins to die. Most who collapse there never get back up. But that's exactly what makes Lincoln Hall's story one of the most thrilling and unbelievable tales in mountaineering history. Lincoln Hall was an Australian climber, author and seasoned adventurer. In 1984, he attempted Everest, but had to turn back just 300 meters from the summit. That defeat haunted him for 22 years. In 2006, at the age of 50, he joined a new expedition with a company called Adventure Consultants, finally aiming to fulfill his lifelong dream. And on May 25, 2006, Lincoln Hall made it to the summit of Mount Everest. Mission accomplished. Or so he thought. It's not reaching the top of Everest that kills most climbers, it's the way back down. Just hours after the summit, Lincoln began to suffer from high-altitude cerebral edema, or HACE. Essentially, his brain was swelling from the lack of oxygen. He became delusional. He started removing his gear. He sat down and refused to move. His two Sherpas, desperate to save him, tried dragging and carrying him. But with their own oxygen running low and nightfall approaching, they had to make a gut-wrenching call. That night, his expedition leader radioed down. Lincoln is dead. The team informed his family in Australia. Obituaries were prepared. A memorial service was planned. The climbing world mourned another soul lost to Everest. But on the morning of May 26th, a team of climbers from another expedition were making their way up the mountain. Suddenly they spotted a figure sitting in the snow, coat unzipped, gloves missing, legs crossed like he was meditating. It was Lincoln Hall, though, and he was alive. Bareheaded, snowblind, delirious, but unmistakably alive. His first words, "I imagine you're surprised to see me here." The climbers abandoned their summit attempt and began a rescue operation. They radioed for help, gave Lincoln oxygen and hot liquids, and wrapped him in every warm item they had. A group of Sherpas climbed up that night to help bring him down. It took 13 hours, but by the next day, Lincoln was safe in base camp. The news went global. Dead man found alive on Everest made international headlines. Lincoln made a full recovery. He later said he had visions of his family while alone in the snow, which gave him the will to survive. He became a passionate advocate for responsible climbing and the environment. He wrote a book titled Dead Lucky Life After Death on Mount Everest. In a mountain that takes so many lives, Lincoln Hall was one of the few to return from the dead. Exactly 10 days before Lincoln was found alive, another climber, David Sharp, died alone in almost the same spot, and dozens of climbers passed him by. Lincoln's survival sparked international outrage and debate. Why was one man left to die while another was saved? His story forever changed ethics in high-altitude mountaineering. If this story blew your mind, just imagine how many other wild and true tales are out there waiting to be told. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more unbelievable real-life adventures. Share this video if you believe in second chances. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.